my three questions are, what do you want? How badly do you want it? And how much are you willing to suffer? And very often, everything revolves around the first question, what do you want? Because a lot of people are unclear what they want from life. They don't sit down and think through. We are writing our own life story every day, and yet we don't think about it. Who do we want to be? Where do we want to live? What life do we want to lead? When we've finished our life, come to the end of our life and look back, what do we want to say that we've done? What do you want is a very powerful question. If an athlete says, I want to be the best, Bill, fine. How badly do you want it? Because you've got to pay a price to be the best. The best pay a big price. You've got to work harder, you've got to commit more, you've got to take more responsibility, you've got to deal with more ups and downs. And if we can deal with that question, how much are you willing to suffer? Because I work with gold medal champions, and they suffer every day. They work enormously hard. They sacrifice enormous things in order to get that success.
Remember yesterday when you said, oh, man, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's here, baby. Did you do it? If you answered yes, great work. I'm proud of you. Keep going. If you answered no, we got a serious problem on our hands now, don't we? Every day when we're not getting stronger, we're getting weaker. Remember that. Stay hard.
There's an old saying that there's three types of people on a ladder. One at the bottom, one at the middle, and one at the top. Which one is the best to be? The one that's still climbing. Having things isn't fun. Getting things is fun. Any accomplishment is just a new, higher bar for you to get over in future. We shouldn't wish for overnight success, because we would then need to be able to beat it pretty soon, or else we're going to feel like we're declining. Instead, slow, consistent progress is a much more reliable way to maintain satisfaction.
I tell young people now all the time, I definitely tell my kids, if you are even fucking remotely a savage, you'll run these people over. This next generation, and I know that every generation thinks the generation after them is soft.
Yeah, they're savages in every generation.
Right now, yeah, if you are even remotely a savage, you will run over every one of these kids in this next generation.
There's a lot of things you can lose. There's a lot of things you can compromise. There's a lot of things that's okay if you drop the ball on. It's okay if you drop the ball on a lot of different things. It's okay maybe you're not the most eloquent communicator, speaker out there. It's okay if you're not the smartest. It's okay if you're not the brightest. But it's not okay if you say you're going to do something and you don't come through. Because there's only one person it hurts when you say you're going to do something and you don't come through, and that's your willpower. And the more and more and more your willpower gets used to you saying things and not doing, you're
easy.
There's always someone out there working harder than you. I'm haunted by that mother. Knowing that someone out there is willing to forgo personal desires and comforts, forgo sleep, forgo whatever it takes to be better, to be the best. In life, a lot of times, a lot of us have that person out there. There may not be a name or a face to him, but he exists. You make sure in life when they think about that person, you make sure they put a name and face to it. You make sure the name and face is yours. You do the haunting. Get in somebody's head. Own space. In all times when you want to quit, because we're all human, you make sure you remember one thing. All those times, hours, and days you sacrifice to be the best. Stay hard.
At the end of the day, you've got to feel some way. So why not feel unbeatable? Why not feel untouchable? Why not feel like the best to ever do it?
So I had this conversation with this guy the other day, and he was making a lot of good points, it seemed. He was saying that you don't need to get up early in the morning, and that working out early in the morning isn't that big of a deal, and it's better to do it later in the day. And I said, well, what if something comes up and I miss the workout that day? And he's like, told me that it's not that. It's nothing major. You don't need to worry about it. And he cited some scientific sources and whatnot. The guy was making a lot of good points. And I was almost going to listen to him, but then I realized the guy that I was talking with was myself. And he was a liar. Don't let your weak voice run things. Step up, do what you got to do. Have a good Monday, y'all. Go get some. Out.
You are not going to get anywhere in this world. You're not going to get anywhere financially, spiritually, socially, or otherwise until you get to that point where you don't give a damn about what other people think about you.
The hardest things are usually the best. If it's easy, leave it to somebody else.
You want to be great? You need to sacrifice. The more painful the sacrifice, the greater you'll be.
I sacrificed everything what I have. I will sleep, train, eat, repeat, and that's it.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice.
What are you going to give up? What are you going to sacrifice? It's necessary to know that everybody won't see it, that everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation. That you are an uncommon breed. You know, you have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself. That's necessary.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life.
Can you read the quote once more?
We don't rise to the standards we have when others are watching. We fall to the standards we have when no one is watching. The only work that really matters is the work that no one sees. It shows you who you really are rather than who you say you are.
This quote hit me in my chest. Usain Bolt said, "I trained 4 years to run 9 seconds."
The world record's gone!
And people give up when they don't see results in 2 months.
I do not believe that any of us have dreams that were not given to us for the purpose of accomplishing those particular dreams. And I want to share something with you that has changed my life. I started out, as was indicated by Jack, very humble beginnings. I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how far-fetched it might appear to be. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know, that dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. So there's a lot of pockets of weakness nowadays, and we try to fill those pockets with lies. I did it for many years. So, I'm out here in Colorado for a conference. I go to the gym and this trainer calls me over to talk to this group of people he's training. He says, "Hey man, what are you doing out here?" So I tell him. He says, "What kind of workouts are you doing?" I said, "Well, one workout I'm doing is I'm climbing up this mountain, 3,000 feet, 3 miles. But I do that every day." So the next day I'm out looking for him. Didn't see him. A couple days later, looking for him. Didn't see him. So here I am on the mountain again, climbing it. And there's a gondola that takes you up, takes you down. I'm going up it. I see a gondola. I'm about 5 minutes from the top. I look up at the gondola. I see him, face pressed up against the window, looking at me, or eyes me. It's called the look. When you take a motherfucker's soul, don't talk about it. Be about it. Practice what you preach. Stay hard. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. Don't stop! Don't stop! Don't stop running toward your dream!
As a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think you're a failure, if you think you're a loser, if you think you are designed to live in a cubicle, then that will be the reality of your life. But if you realize that you can be whatever you want to be, and nothing's holding you back, and nothing's stopping you except you, the game begins.
When things are going good and you visualize these good things happening, you visualize more good things happening, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. And that was what I was able to do. I swear to God, sitting in the traffic and all, I visualized I'm sitting here on the steering wheel visualizing a brand new car and visualizing good things in times of struggle. And that when you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. I think it really attracts to you more. You know what I mean? Because that is harder to do when you're in the struggle to visualize these things.
Your dream is possible. Your dream is possible.
Never let success get to your head, and never let your failures get to your heart. It's all about keeping a balance and moving forward. It's tough, you know, when you lose sometimes, you know, it feels like it rips away a part of you, but for me, as I said, I'm never going to switch up and change in any way. I'm still the same me, still ambitious, and I'm still going to walk my head held high like a champion at heart.
Most people have done all that they're ever going to do. They raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die.
It becomes a lot harder now. So a lot of us can't do things on our own. So find somebody in your life. So when you throw that towel in, they throw that fucker back at you and say you're not fucking done yet. Stay true to yourself, stay hard.
If you're not strong, you're Now, how do you get strong? I continuously say this, by falling and getting the back up, falling and getting the back up, and continuously doing that. You don't just get strong one day.
Successful people are those who do things differently from unsuccessful people. I've also come to another conclusion, is that you or anybody can be far more successful at life or at anything that you want if you will simply learn how and practice it over and over again until it becomes a habit. What are your goals? What is it that you want to be or to have or to do? What is it that you want to accomplish in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years? The top 3% in every field have goals. The balance of the population have either very vague goals or no goals at all. So the question you have to ask yourself is, who am I? Where am I going? What do I want to accomplish?
Most of you care so much about the opinions of other people that you won't even go out and chase your fucking dreams. You won't even go out and do what you know needs to get done. Because you don't want this shit as bad as you say you do. There's gonna come a day, bro, where you truly need to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, do I really want this shit as bad as I say I do? Am I really gonna put the actions behind the fucking verbal communication that I'm saying all the time? Most of you guys are not willing to go out there and look stupid for a little. You're not willing to go out there and fail. You're not willing to get kicked while you're on the floor because you're scared, because you're fearful. You're scared of what he's gonna say, what she's gonna say, what your family's gonna think, who knows? And that will ultimately be the reason why you will never progress from the situation that you're in.
If you do not have clear goals for your life, you are condemned forever to work for those who do. You see, in life it's very simple. Either you are working toward the accomplishment of your goals or you're working toward the accomplishment of other people's goals.
Nobody is going to understand you, bro. Not even your closest family members, your closest friends. And the sad thing about it all is that they will never understand you. Nobody is ever really going to understand what you're doing, bro.
If what you are doing is not moving you towards your goals, then it's probably moving you away from your goals. Nothing is neutral. Everything that you're doing is either moving you toward the things that you want to accomplish in life, the person you want to be, the wealth you want to accumulate, or it's moving you away. Everything counts. The law of accumulation says that everything counts.
The reason nobody's ever going to understand you is because you are chasing the not normal.
Pressure changes everything, pressure. Some people, you squeeze them, they fold. Others fold. You summon your talent at will. You deliver on a deadline. You'll sleep at night.
What would you do if you just learned today that you only had 6 months to live? What if you only had 6 months to live? What would you stop doing? What would you do more of? Who would you spend time with? Now, the answer to that question is very interesting because what it tells you is what you really value. What is really important to you? And what we have found is that self-esteem, satisfaction, happiness in life comes from getting your goals and your activities congruent with your values, with your priorities, with what you consider to be really important.
People have been conditioned and just have these limiting beliefs that they've thought and been taught their entire life. And when you break past that, when you really start to self-develop and have all of these, you know, this abundance mindset, bro, and these different views on life, nobody's gonna ever understand.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now, I do it now, do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command, do it now, do it now, do it now.
You have to believe in yourself. If nobody else is gonna understand, then you have to make sure that you understand and that you believe in yourself, because that's where it starts.
Say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. Do you know that less than 2% of the population have a sense of urgency? And that there is not an example of a successful person anywhere who does not have a sense of urgency? That if you just develop a sense of urgency when somebody gives you a task, that you get on it and do it fast, that alone will move you into the top ranks in a very short period.